Hello dear viewers. Today, have you ever wondered if family love can overcome all the challenges in life? Can a family come together to overcome the pain of loss and find joy and peace after difficult times? Do you believe that, with love and perseverance, they can conquer all obstacles? Let's dive into this touching story right now. What happens when a father faces a life-threatening illness, and the doctors cannot promise any positive outcomes? Can CEO James' family help him overcome this illness? What will James and his wife, Diep, do to encourage and care for his father throughout the recovery process? How can the love and perseverance of a family lead to an unexpected outcome, overcoming all challenges? When James' father recovers, what will they do to give thanks and celebrate? Could this Easter celebration become a pivotal moment that changes their family forever? And is family unity really the key to success and happiness in those difficult moments? If you want to find out the answers and don't want to miss touching stories like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel today. After a long period of treatment and recovery, CEO James' father finally regained his health. It was a journey filled with challenges, but thanks to the dedication of the doctors and the unwavering support from the family, he gradually recovered. Although initially, his health faced serious issues, and there were moments when the doctors couldn't make any promises about the outcome, the love and care from his family became a great source of encouragement that helped him not give up. CEO James and his family were always by his father's side throughout the treatment process. Every day, they took turns caring for him, sharing both joys and sorrows over the long period. James, as the eldest son, not only worried about his work but also devoted himself fully to taking care of his father. Each time he visited the hospital, he brought small stories and simple joys to help his father feel more comfortable. Whenever his father was tired, James would sit by his side, telling him about successes at work, challenges he and his colleagues had overcome. He hoped that these stories would motivate his father to fight against the illness. Meanwhile, Diep, James' wife, also played an important role in helping James' father recover. She not only took care of him as a daughter-in-law but also as a dedicated companion, always by his side to support and encourage him. Nutritional meals, relaxing massages, and gentle conversations were all things she brought to him. She firmly believed that patience and love were crucial elements that helped him overcome his illness. The treatment process lasted longer than expected, but fortunately, the outcome exceeded expectations. The doctors were amazed by his miraculous recovery. This was not only a great joy for James' family but also a source of pride and happiness for the medical team that had diligently cared for him. It was certain that the combination of modern medicine and family love created an ideal healing environment, helping James' father overcome the severe challenges he faced. At the same time, CEO James and his colleagues successfully completed an important meeting they had planned for a long time. This was a strategic project they had worked tirelessly on, and completing this meeting marked a significant step forward in James' career. He felt very proud to witness this result, especially since this important task was successfully resolved while he still had to spend time caring for his father. With all these positive developments, James and Diep were finally ready to take his father back to their homeland. This was a special moment that the entire family had been eagerly waiting for. Bringing him home was not just a simple action but also held deep spiritual meaning. They knew that returning to their homeland would provide him with peace of mind, allowing him to live in a familiar environment surrounded by family, friends, and the community. Everyone hoped and prayed that he would continue to stay healthy and live joyfully with the family in the years to come. The journey back was also filled with special emotions. On the flight, James sat next to his father, holding his hand tightly and talking gently to encourage him and strengthen his resolve. Diep sat behind them, occasionally turning to look at the two of them, offering a warm smile. They felt relieved and happy as they thought about the future and the good things that were to come. This was not just a trip back home, but also a return after a challenging journey, a significant milestone in each person's life. When they landed and walked out of the airport, an unusual sense of peace filled their hearts. James' father had finally returned to where he belonged, in the loving arms of his family and friends. And that was a happiness that words could not fully describe. When their family returned home, James' mother's emotions were indescribable. She stood at the door, her eyes filled with tears, watching her husband and children walk in, safe and sound after a long period of worry and waiting. This was not only a moment of reunion but also the result of a difficult journey that she had shared with her family. James' mother could not contain her emotions in that moment. She embraced her husband and children tightly, her heart overflowing with immense joy and happiness. The worries, the sleepless nights spent worrying about the safety of her loved ones, were now replaced with a sense of calm and relief. She felt as if she had survived a great storm. Over the past time, each day had been a huge challenge for her. The anxiety and fear of having her eldest son far from home, of having her beloved husband in the hospital, all of these things had torn at her soul. She had spent many sleepless nights wondering whether everything would end well. But now, seeing her family gathered together, she could feel the peace and tranquility that God had granted her family. A silent prayer of thanks came from her heart. James' mother knew that it was her trust in faith, her heartfelt prayers, and those of her family that had helped them get through those difficult months. God had listened to her prayers, had protected her husband and son, and granted them health and joy. James' mother understood that, though life may have its trials, with faith and love, everything would eventually be okay. She felt as if the burden on her shoulders had been lifted. The worries, the fears that had haunted her were no longer there. Even though life might still have challenges ahead, she could clearly feel that her family had overcome a great trial together. This had helped her reassess the value of what truly mattered in life. Nothing is more precious than reunion, the peace of loved ones, and the unconditional love that family shares. In those quiet moments, she felt her heart being renewed. She saw in her husband's eyes, in James and Diep's gazes, and in the smiles of her children, a fulfillment that no words could describe. It was the joy of the family finally being reunited after long days filled with worry and trials. James' mother felt that everything had become more meaningful when surrounded by family, when everyone joined hands to overcome difficulties. She gently wiped away the tears, not because she was sad but because of happiness. The anxiety in her heart had been replaced with faith in the future. James' mother believed that, though the road ahead may still have many trials, with love and unity, her family would always overcome any hardships. In her heart, everything seemed lighter now, as the pain and fear had vanished. They had each other, and that was the most wonderful thing. At this moment, in the warm atmosphere of the family, she felt as though she was standing before a new chapter of life. A chapter full of hope, love, and faith. She thanked God for guiding her family through the trials, and she also thanked her family for always standing together, being patient, and never giving up on each other. All she needed now was to cherish these moments, so that whenever she looked back, she would feel at peace, knowing that family is the place that always brings true peace and joy. The feeling of happiness filled her heart. James' mother knew that nothing could replace the love and unity in a family. When everyone is healthy, happy, and together, that is the priceless gift she will cherish for a lifetime. Amid the joy of reunion, James' family decided to hold an Easter celebration as a way to thank God for protecting them and granting them health, love, and peace during the difficult time they had just experienced. This was not just a simple religious occasion but also a special event with profound meaning, expressing the family's infinite gratitude to God and for life itself. From the moment they began planning this celebration, everyone in the family was excited and made thorough preparations. James' mother, with respect and sincerity, took charge of preparing the feast. She began cooking the traditional family dishes, from the fragrant grilled meats to fresh, delicious salads, all of which carried the family's signature and were dishes every member loved. She also made sure to prepare a small altar where the family could gather to offer prayers and thanksgiving to God. The whole family worked together to clean and decorate the house, making the atmosphere warm and full of love. Each member of the family contributed in some way to make the celebration perfect. James and Diep especially spent time decorating the living room, hanging sparkling lights, fresh flowers, and Easter symbols. Meanwhile, James' children, though young, also participated in the decorating, with their small hands full of enthusiasm and joy. They laughed and competed to hang colorful eggs on the tree, creating a festive atmosphere filled with light and family affection. When everything was ready, the family gathered around the small altar. James' mother led the Thanksgiving ceremony. With sincere eyes and a warm voice, she began the prayer, thanking God for helping the family overcome difficult trials. She prayed for the health of all family members, for peace, and for happiness to always be with them. Her prayer echoed not only in the house but also in the hearts of each person. Every member of the family silently prayed for a better future, for peace not only within the family but also in the world outside. After the Thanksgiving ceremony, the whole family sat down to enjoy the warm meal. The atmosphere in the house at that moment was truly special, as if all the worries and anxieties of life had disappeared. They shared stories, both happy and sad memories of life, reflecting on the difficult times they had gone through and looking forward to the future with renewed hope. James, Diep, and the children all felt grateful to have overcome the challenges together, and now they were enjoying precious moments with each other. The meal was not only a combination of delicious dishes but also a combination of warm emotions, sharing, and love. James' mother looked at everyone, her heart overflowing with happiness. She clearly felt that family was the most precious gift that God had given her. James, too, felt lucky to be able to return home with his wife and children and see the bright smiles of his parents and siblings. Diep, James' wife, also felt a sense of peace in her heart as she saw her family gathered together, no longer worrying about the challenges they had faced before. This Easter celebration was not just a simple meal but an opportunity for James' family to express their gratitude to God, and also a moment to give thanks for life, for all the good things they had. It was a belief in a bright future, in God's protection, and in the unity and love among family members. All these moments were incredibly precious, as they would become beautiful memories, helping James' family always remember the difficult time they had overcome, and from that point, cherish the moments of reunion even more and nurture a strong belief in the future. At the end of the ceremony, everyone sat down, chatted, and relaxed in the warm atmosphere of the family. Each person felt a sense of peace in their hearts and hope for a happy life, full of love and peace in the coming days. This story truly makes us deeply appreciate the power of family love and perseverance in the most challenging moments. The recovery of CEO James' father was not only the result of modern medicine but also due to the unwavering care and love from his family. The moments when James and his wife, Diep, stayed by his father's side, offering encouragement, sharing joys and sorrows, created an invisible strength that helped him overcome his illness. It was not just a physical recovery but also a peace of mind as the entire family gathered together to hold a Thanksgiving ceremony for God. The unity and love among each family member helped them overcome the trials, making them cherish the moments of reunion and the peaceful moments after so many difficulties. This story reminds us that, no matter how tough life gets, if we have our family by our side, we will always have the strength to overcome everything. With faith and love and unity, this story not only brings hope but also serves as a reminder of the true value of family, a place that is always a source of support, comfort, and strong belief in the future.